Once upon a time, lived a small rabbit family in a sandbank under the roof of a very big fir tree. There were 4 little bunnies and their mother. One day, Mother Rabbit needed to go out to buy bread and buns. Before leaving, she told her 4 little bunnies not to play in Mr. McGregor's garden. Why? Because their father was put in a pie by Mrs. McGregor. Isn't that scary? The other 3 little bunnies were good and obedient. But what about the last one? The last one, Peter, was the very naughty bunny. As soon as Mother Rabbit left, he ran straight toward Mr. McGregor's garden and squeezed under the gate to get in. Inside Mr. McGregor's garden, Peter ate lettuces, beans, and radishes until his stomach was full. Feeling rather sick, he went to look for some parsley. However, who knew that he would meet Mr. McGregor, someone he shouldn't meet at all. After spotting Peter, Mr. McGregor, who was planting some cabbage, immediately ran after him and started calling him a thief. Peter was too frightened and he tried to evade him. Unfortunately for him, he forgot the way back to the gate and could only rush all over the garden, eventually losing both of his shoes. However, without his shoes, Peter could run faster on 4 legs. If only he didn't meet any obstacles, maybe he could escape from Mr. McGregor's chase. Yet, he ran into a gooseberry net, and his jacket button got caught in it. Peter cried helplessly and didn't know what to do. Some kind-hearted birds passing by advised him to use much force to get out. All of a sudden, Mr. McGregor showed up with a sieve in his hand. Before Peter could get trapped in the sieve, he successfully wriggled out in time and began to run away again, leaving his beautiful jacket behind. He hurriedly hid in the tool shed and jumped into a watering can. Mr. McGregor searched on the other side of the tool shed. Unfortunately, Peter couldn't hide any longer because he sneezed. There was water in the watering can and he felt cold because of that. Mr. McGregor heard that sneeze and approached in no time. Peter immediately jumped out of the watering can and ran out of the window. Luckily, Mr. McGregor didn't chase him anymore. Peter sat down to rest. He was tired, frightened, and felt very cold. But most importantly, he didn't know the way back home. After resting, Peter began to wander around the garden. He met an old mouse and a white cat when he was searching the way back to the gate, but he didn't get any answer from them. Feeling dejected, he went back to the tool shed. However, when he arrived, he suddenly heard a screechy sound nearby. Peter passed some buses and climbed onto a wheelbarrow to peep over. Peter saw Mr. McGregor growing onions in his garden. But most importantly, he saw the gate. He finally found the gate just beyond him. Without thinking anymore, Peter ran as fast as he could toward the gate. Mr. McGregor caught sight of him and began to chase after him again. Luckily, Peter successfully slipped under the gate and went out of the garden. Peter was safe at last. Mr. McGregor then decided to make the jacket and the shoes Peter left as a scarecrow in his garden. After Peter arrived at home, he flopped down on the sand. He was so tired and had no energy. Mother Rabbit, who was already at home and was cooking, wondered why Peter lost his jacket and his shoes for the second time. In the evening, Peter became unwell. Mother Rabbit put him into bed and gave him chamomile tea. However, unlike Peter, the other three little bunnies who were good and obedient had yummy bread and milk and blackberries for supper.